You've put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating a storefront that lights you up, serves your clients well, and contributes significantly to the community you love. You are my hero, and I affectionately call you a rebel woman. Hey there, my name is Melissa Rose, a brick and mortar business owner with a handful of kiddos and a few passion projects that I head up like this one. I'm also your visibility coach and consultant for a service-based business like yours. I'm passionate about helping small business owners thrive in their community and become the only option in town for their industry. In this podcast, we're going to share the nitty-gritty of running a successful brick and mortar business by sharing stories, talking strategies, and learning practical tips to run a kick-ass business. Ready to be inspired, empowered, and equipped to create the small business of your dreams? Let's get real.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Brick and Mortar Visibility. I'm your host, Melissa Rose, and it's so good to be here as always. Today is Monday when I am recording this on, I don't even know the date. It's Monday in February, and the sun is out. It's 42 degrees here in Wisconsin, which is just crazy town, and we are loving it. Except I'm a farm girl as well, so I'm a little bit nervous having such beautiful spring-like days so early. So either March is going to come in like a lion or it's going to be a long summer. With that said, we are going to talk all about visibility, and we're going to talk a lot about today about community, because I have heard it from many people. 2024 is going to be the year of community. Whether you are studio owner like I am, or whether you're a physical therapist, or whether you're a restaurant owner, or whether you're a realtor, you are going to get business through community. And we're going to talk about that through the social media platforms, because that is what I am helping a lot of brick and mortar business owners with, and I'm trying to help them think differently in their social media. So I just want to pass this on to you as well. Before we dive in, of course, go grab your Google Business Profile Update. What are you going to put in there for your Google Business Profile Update? I recommend grabbing your social post from the past week and bringing it on over. Or if you have an event, put that in there and make it an update. You want to be doing that weekly, if not more, so that Google sees that you are active on your business profile. You're also going to be active on your website through your blogs or updating your website monthly. But make sure you don't forget about that. If you don't know what I'm talking about with your Google Business Profile Update, grab my free Google workshop. Go to msmelissarose.com/deals and grab that workshop. It's a Google workshop. It's about 35 minutes long. You can speed me up, and I sound super smart if you speed me up. But it goes through how to exactly what you need to do to make your Google Business Profile optimized, which means Google's going to love it and shout you out to the masses. So when people are Googling your product or service, actually they're going to be Googling the need, the pain point they have, and you want to be found. So we want to be found, and we want to be found first, and we want to have stellar reputations, stellar word of mouth to go along with that, and that will be through our socials. And then people will walk in your door and hand you the credit card easily because they have already been sold on you. Because like I talked about last week, Googling is what's happening. People are not talking to each other. They are Googling and researching on their own. So we are going to talk about today community. And despite people not asking for help, they still desire community. And let me just preface this, because I am an introvert and I feel I don't need people, right? I'm not going to ask for help. I'm going to do it myself. And believe me, this has gotten in the way of my business for years and years and years. I still struggle asking for help. However, I want to be part of the group. I don't want to miss out. I do have that FOMO. And so does your client. Your client wants to be part of a community. They want to know that you have a vibe and energy and community aspect to your business. So what I am seeing and what I have learned is that we need to create that in our socials. So how do you do that? Here's what I'm doing, and here's what's working really well. So I like to share with you tips, tools, and strategies that are working in my business to help you in yours. And we need to be super intentional about this. So I am a dance studio owner. One thing for me that is really helpful is not just posting on my stories about what I do. Yes, we want to share onto our stories with Instagram and Facebook. LinkedIn, being active there, talking about what we do, but we also want to be a resource or a shout out. I'm going to acknowledge a restaurant owner in our town that just has done this so well. During COVID, when life was shut down, restaurant owners had it really, really hard. So he, rather than talk about his business, he went daily to different businesses, different restaurant owners, and he took a picture of what he was eating and shouted out that business owner. Well, you guys, that just grew his following. People loved that. He he shouted out this other restaurant, but then, yes, he sprinkled in his own stuff, and it usually was like, oh, Susie Q just dropped all the noodles on the floor. Look at this mess at the restaurant that we have. So it was very relatable that we're not perfect, or he would shout out his team members. And he very seldom shouted out his menu or his food items. He shouted out people in his community. And I am trying to do that for my clients. We don't just want to be talking about what we do. People know you're a realtor. People know that you're a dance studio. People know that you're a restaurant owner. But what are you doing to create that community? And it's really an added bonus when you get somebody who's doing your social media and doing it to that capacity. We want to be relatable, which makes people like us and trust us faster. All right? So what you are putting out there, people are watching. And if you're only talking about yourself, they know. Who cares? Who cares about your food? Who cares about how great a hairstylist you are? Are you cracking jokes? Are you sharing funny stuff? Are you sharing other people that do great work? How can you build community? So for my brick and mortar, which is a dance studio, we specialize in little kiddos, but as I get older, those little kiddos get cuter and cuter, right? So I try to show little kiddos dancing, especially on Friday, because I think they're so damn cute, and it just makes you smile. But I also talk about other dance theaters in the community, within the Twin Cities area, like if they're doing shows or if the nonprofit in town is doing a dance collaboration or a dance show or a theater show. And if my students are in there, of course we're going to highlight them there. Birthdays in our community, like shouting out within my community, but also outside our community. So a lot of us are already shouting out, like if our team member has a birthday or if our team member does something. But what about, like I said, for the brick and mortar, I have a dance studio. What about the theater that's highlighting, some dance show or a musical, all right? Or, hey, parents, this is a great event to take your kids to. So being a resource, you could think of it like that, but that also builds community, all right? For my brick and mortar handles, Ms. Melissa Rose, the Ms. Melissa Rose, I should change it to brick and mortar, I need to do that. But on those, what's funny for me is I get the most traction or the most engagement on my Friday funnies. And I always post something funny on Friday. I stole that idea from another business owner because it made me like her more. And I was like, well, if it makes me like her, it's going to make people like me and relate to me. And they always do. The comments are there, the behind-the-scene comments, the reactions. And it just makes people gravitate towards you. And I like humor. So that's the way I do it. So how are you doing it? I help a restaurant owner. And the restaurant owner, yes, we post daily about the food and the things that are in the restaurant, but it's the stories that create the community. The stories, sharing the highlights from the Hudson high school basketball team or the hockey or the musical or the play or the nonprofit in town, like just sharing the good things in the community onto the stories. Well, then people, those venues, those organizations come and support the restaurant, and they also know that the restaurant does the shout out, so they're reaching out to us to be that amplifier for them. So how are you creating community within your stories on your social? Because so many of you I know are spending a lot of time on your social. So this is another way to get more traction for what you're doing. Yes, I will say that is one aspect of what I do for business owners that they don't realize takes time, is the engagement process. Yes, you can post and ghost. You can schedule a post and that could take you an hour or 2 hours to do the month, right? But if you are going in and engaging with people, with your clients, if you are sharing things to the stories, if you are commenting back to people, you're not just letting comments sit there, that is another level of social media management. And if you are hiring this out, you want to ask that person, what are you doing to get engagement? Because social media is all about engagement. It is not about the post. The post is checking the box. That's the bare minimum. You want social media to be engaging, to stop the scroll, to get people to give them a cause to pause, to think, to read more, to take action. And we need to do that by creating engaging content, but then we also need to do it by creating community. And today's topic is all about community and how are you doing that. Another way to do that, for example, for the studio owner like me, is we just recently had our state competition for the dance teams. So are you shouting out local dance teams, good luck at state, good job? And if you know those students, like highlighting them, tagging them, ways to create the community that you're for. Even if they don't take dance in your studio, I'm still shouting out the Prescott dance team because they're in the area. Their dancers might come up for a private lesson, or they might know somebody. It's more about other people seeing it. Oh, wow, she's supporting and cheering on other people. And like I said, Marie Forleo says that you shine the light onto others, it reflects back to you bigger. And I have seen that in my business, and I just am a huge component of that. So how are you creating community? Another way to think of it is a resource. How can you be a resource to your clients, to your potential clients? Sharing different things that make them laugh, share them resources, where to go, places to visit, whatever it is for your business. So I hope this was helpful. It makes you just think a little bit. It also, I hope, gives you cause to pause when you hire a social media manager, things that they need to do. They might be posting. Are they creating the graphic design? Are they engaging? Are they keeping track of stats? Those are all things you need to ask and get familiar with or understand what they are all doing, so you know where your dollars and resources are going to make sure that job is being done to your expectation. All right? Because it's one thing to post, it's another thing to engage and grow a community. All right? I hope this was helpful. As always, I'm here to help and serve. I have a brick and mortar business for 15 years, and it's a fun ride. Being a business owner is so awesome, and it's not easy, but it's so rewarding. And I am just super passionate about my brick and mortar business owners, because you guys are another level. You are taking your risk. You are opening up your storefront. You're paying the rent or the mortgage, paying the utilities, paying the team. You are doing it. You are not a solopreneur. You need a team, and you are serving your community well. And because of that, your community is thriving. And that is what gets me excited about small business. So if this was helpful, please share it to your business bestie who is also a brick and mortar business owner. Or just shout it out on your networks and tag the Ms. Melissa Rose, and I will be sure to shout you out. Grab that Google Workshop if you haven't grabbed it. And if you are interested in learning more about how to work together, if you're needing help or guidance, grab a 20-minute call. Totally free. We can chit-chat, see if working together is right for either of us. If you haven't left an Apple iTunes review, please consider doing that. That is how more people can hear about brick and mortar visibility, and we can serve and help even more. All right, y'all. Have a great week. We'll see you here, same time, same place next week. Peace. Bye.
Oh my goodness, you are still here. You are so awesome. So here's what you're going to do. Number one, you're going to click that follow button so that you can get the latest episode of Brick and Mortar Visibility every week. Second, leave an honest rating on Apple iTunes. This is how more people can know about brick and mortar visibility. And number three, come on over to Facebook. into the Rebel Women Tribe. The link is in the bio. This is where I hang out and share with you every week the nitty-gritty of running a studio business. I share with you the tips, tools, and strategies that are working right now in my business to help you in yours. It's real, it's raw, it's unfiltered, and it's fun. So come on over. I'd love to meet you.